Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are, game number 2 now of this best of 3. Singularity versus Mad Lads, and Singularity up 1-0 now here in this best of 3. So semifinal matchup. Again, the winner moves on to the best of 5 finals. That'll be taking place tomorrow. And they play the winner of our following series later on today, OG versus Kingwin, which will be coming up after this one concludes. And Mad Lads trying to make that a bit longer, if anything, as they're trying to force that third game. Of course, I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Rimedota. Here we go. Terrorblade Gaming did not work last game for Mad Lads.
Maybe if it loses enough, people will stop picking it, and then we'll be free.
That'll never happen.
We'll be past the era of Terrorblade. There will be no reflections. There will be no metamorphoses. There will be no towers dying. And yes, I much prefer this to Terrorblade.
I mean, yeah, it's Gyrocopter is a popular hero right now. As goes without saying, yeah, it's
made it through to the first pick.
10 seconds
exactly.
remaining.
The fact that he gets through the first several bands is not surprising, but it's just interesting. Better way to put it. But speaking of the bands, what were they? It was Enchantress, Razor, Tiny, and then a Chen, Omni, Rubik on the other side, actually. So.
My dad's worried about getting losing control of their laning phase a bit with the Chen and the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, we got Ench, same reason. Ench, Razor, Tiny, all these heroes is very, very strong in the lane as well. And with the first pick, Gyrocopter, what you pick against that, you can pick pretty much anything, but you'll probably try and pick, like, maybe you'll be seeing, like, a Tusk or something. But I don't really know if Singularity play that. Sand King again, here we go. And the Bane, alright.
Sand King Bane.
That's fairly cookie cutter as it goes.
So Sand King Bane coming out for Singularity, and now back to Mad Lads. I mean, you figure it has to, of course, be a support here.
I would say probably Disruptor or Tusk. Both nice versus the Sand King Bane. Other heroes you could look for.
Where's the Naga?
There's Witch Doctor as well. Actually, true, yeah. Neither of these teams seem to like going for that Naga Siren, and I saw it quite a lot in the games previously. So, I don't know, maybe no one in this game really feels comfortable playing it, or they just don't really have strategies lined up with it.
Yeah.
Because it is the kind of hero where, I think if you pick it now and you pick it first phase, you need to be willing to move it into an offlane. And that's the Elder Titan picked up, and that'll be Buryu playing that one.
Another very popular position for which we... Against certain teams even, OG comes to mind, you'll see Elder Titan banned against as of late. But left open here.
10 seconds.
He gives some nice setup for the Gyrocopter, obviously the Echo Stomp into Gyrocopter ulti. Lots of circles of death. He's always quite nice to have. He's nice in the lane. One of the things you see teams pick up now a lot more often is like a strong offlaner. And then what happens is you stack all the camps around the offlane, and then ET sends his Spirit off somewhere to the distance. It comes back, gathers all the creeps, and then he hits you for 150, and then you just get 4 shot under your tower as this ET runs at you. And it feels pretty bad.
It's pretty absurd.
But more often than not, you see like the counterplay coming out and these strong defensive tridents who just kind of fight him, which is very impressive.
Yeah, Viper ban so far from Singularity. But yeah, Elder Titan, it's you're pointing out there. I mean, with that Astral Spirit, the damage that he can put out is pretty ridiculous. In that early laning phase especially, so... and I know we've seen glimpses of off-lane Elder Titans even, the idea of building a somewhat of a core. I'm not saying we're going to see that here, but...
Yeah, you don't see it too often. I think the only person I know that does it with any kind of regularity is 33, and he plays it quite a lot. He takes all the damage talents and just runs around and just hits people in the head quite hard with a briefcase.
Yeah.
Player disconnected, I wonder who that was. Probably just some spectator.
10 seconds.
Koikva DC. We're probably going to have a pause here, let's be honest.
Okay.
As far as the draft goes.
Maybe he's just reconnecting.
You had Faceless Void ban, now into Clockwork. What was I going to mention? Oh yeah, a hero that hasn't been banned really or actually picked yet so far in my coverage of this event, this being day number 4 now. Dark Willow. Have not seen the Dark Willow.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fallen out of favor. People have been picking it up. I think Liquid picked it up as 5 position. It's been mostly picked up as like the 3rd or 4th pick in the 5 position. And honestly, I don't think it's a hero you can really first phase because it does have quite a few counters. It is quite ridiculous in some like situations, but those situations don't come up too often, and it really isn't that strong in the kind of like organized fights you see in these games.
Radiant team.
Because it's got like a very strange thing. Because it's like it's strong like trading level 1. It's strong when it hits like level 3, and then it's strong when it gets its ulti immediately, and then it doesn't. It kind of like fades off and like falls, like, and then when it hits level 12, and maybe when you get like your first item, then it starts doing a lot of damage because then you can start soloing heroes with Bedlam. But it's not until that point that it really feels scary.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, third pick now for Singularity, so probably no chance of not no chance, but the chances of all of a sudden seeing here would be still pretty low, but wouldn't mind seeing.
I mean, Mad Lads could still pick it up, but I don't know if Synderen plays it.
Yeah, that's the case too. Whenever a new hero comes onto the scene, of course, naturally. We were talking about that with like Morphling earlier, where he's changed a bit, and the idea you kind of have to learn it again, and get very comfortable before you're playing in a tournament environment where, in Mad Lad's case, your lives are on the line, and this is a major qualifier. Do you really want to be doing that? So maybe that's part of it too.
Dire team pick.
Brewmaster. Keeping it simple. Singularity.
I wonder what this hero does.
Keeping it straightforward.
So, Brewmaster, I mean, he's not the most amazing hero in lane versus Gyrocopter. You've got the fact that Gyrocopter can just kill him with the ulti plus the rocket barrage.
Remaining.
Also, he just does he has a lot of burst damage, which is really nice versus Panda.
5 seconds remaining.
But currently, it means that Mad Lads will need to pick some solid disable, because having lots of damage is all well and good, but he just needs a split second to get that ulti off. So, probably going to be looking. Where is that disable going to come from? What do they have left? Because already Rubik's gone. There's Bane on the other team.
I was going to say Disruptor. Yeah, Static Storm is obviously good for that.
Yeah, again, you can glimpse cancel Fiend's Grip. You can use the ulti silence to stop the Sand as well as the Brewmaster. The Shadow Fiend coming out 4th pick. Okay. Seeing the real mid heroes come out now.
Yeah, that was a confident Shadow Fiend pick, too. We've been spending a lot of time on these bans and picks lately, but that one just pretty quick in response to Disruptor.
10 seconds.
Disruptor's not like the strongest roamer in the world, so
5
means
seconds
it's
remaining.
pretty safe to pick up an SF, because ET and Disruptor, they're not known really for being able to go into mid lane and just kind of kill people. They're not like the Tuskars, the Rubiks, like that kind of thing. So Shadow Fiend might be relatively safe. It just really depends what matchup he's up against. And nowadays there aren't really that many heroes that do superb against Shadow Fiend. Like the ones that still stick out are like Queen of Pain does okay in the 1v1 up until a point, like with some help. TA does well, but again, that hero isn't really picked up too often. There's also Lena as well. They can go for that again if they really want to.
Yeah, I mean, Lena didn't do horrible last game by any means in the losing effort, and so it's not like that should deter them from picking her up. But man, they're really getting to the end here, and it's only the 4th pick actually. So.
Yeah,
Radiant team ban.
And they go for the Puck.
Puck here, okay.
Okay, so this is a nice hero because Puck does well against Shadow Fiend, because Puck has, if I remember correctly, about like 67 to 68 damage, depending if you go 2 branches or a Fairy Fire. And Shadow Fiend has about 47. So even if Shadow Fiend gets a whole bunch of souls, you're still like fighting on even ground.
Remaining.
And by the time you've got a whole bunch of souls, you hit your level 3, Puck's already got 2 null talismans and is trading with you the entire time. And the nice part is you can also go offlane. So
Dire team ban.
Generally, all around stable pick there.
I was gonna say it's definitely could be an offlane still. So now Singularity does ban the LC, with thoughts that it could be an offlane or would be a mid puck and LC. I guess although Legion Commander, speaking of heroes, we just really don't see right now.
Remaining.
That's definitely one of them. But
yeah, I only really see Kezu playing Legion Commander these days. So I don't really see it being picked by any other team.
Dire team pick.
Oh,
yeah,
offlane
Batrider ban. They're
on
expecting
both sides. Why Batrider? Are they going to go like a Broody or no? You want to do that?
No, like Brood isn't even like that bad versus Batrider anyway. I'm just looking here.
10 seconds.
If I'm them, I just keep the Puck middle, because I think an offlane Puck is going to suffer so much, and the mid Puck can actually get to a Lincolns in time to do things. And for the offlane, maybe a Shaker or something. Okay, they actually go for the offlane Puck and put the Lena middle. Oh, I worry for being a Puck in this game, man. Like, he needs the ET's help so much. Because if this puck walks top, right? Or bot in this case, actually, that die. He walks there and he finds a Bane. You start trading with him. The lane is already over. So he needs the ET to babysit him the entire time, which leaves the Lina open. Leaves the Gyrocopter open to being harassed by the Panda. It means like the top lane won't be as strong. Panda's going to get his levels as a result. So they need to really make sure that this bot lane goes well and the ET really gets his money's worth out of this astral stack abuse.
You may now select your
that's a really nice lifestealer last pick.
I was going to say, Lifestealer feels very good this game, actually.
Singularity. Rage completely neuters Puck and Lina and Gyro for a large portion of the game.
Yeah.
And then once you get past that bit, you've already got like one item ahead with the Radiance and all that stuff.
He's got great vehicles with Sand King and Brewmaster. Yeah, that's a great Lifestealer final pick. And I'm concerned for Mad Lads a little bit that not only with that Lifestealer final pick, but again, you look at their lineup. They don't, not that you need one, but their front line, it's kind of lacking. It's like they're going to jump in with a puck, and they need to make sure to just blow people up as soon as possible because they cannot, last long in these fights. It feels like.
Yeah, it feels like they're fighting on a clock. It's just like we need to get their team fight is going to go. Okay, guys, we've got this disrupt royalty and so on. We need to kill him now. Okay, guys, we need to kill this guy and then back off and then try and re-engage when we have our stuns up again. But if you look at their initiation in this game, like there is this Lifestealer. This Lifestealer is going to be sitting there with his face boost, with his Radiance and stuff like that. And they're going to need to blink silence with Puck and then follow that up with like some other stuff. Or maybe they land a Stomp somehow and then follow that up into another Lina Stomp. But the lack of instant disable available on this team versus Lifestealer means that ganking him, not really an option. And when ganking someone isn't an option, you need to either outfarm them a lot or just make sure that you're not really concerned with them. And I don't really see how they cannot be concerned with this Lifestealer. So they're going to have to just make sure that he doesn't really get out of control.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, set a good tempo early on as far as the pace of the game. Move around and get some kills, get objectives. Going to need to be somewhat fast-paced here for Mad Lads, it feels like. So, Singularity on the other side. I mean, you actually keep bringing up the Lifestealer idea of a possible Radiance. Is that something you're almost like sold on, or is that just something you're bringing up? I mean, could be Armlet and SNY, or do you think it's really actually going to be Radiance here?
Honestly, he could go for anything. I think the Radiance is just really nice because it makes you farm a lot more, and it just makes you harder to kill. The evasion is just really nice. I mean, it just feels much nicer to play than the Armlet build sometimes. But in this game, he could very well just decide to go Armlet, Sanjin, Yasha, Deso, and that kind of stuff because, I mean, it's a Lina, low armored hero, Gyro as well, just kind of squishy. There's not really any save to speak of, so the single target damage build could very well be very effective here. I like the Radiance build because I just like buying Radiance, so I'm just like, I see a Lifestealer, I think he's going to buy a Radiance because almost everyone's doing it nowadays.
Well, Burry is trying to find an angle here, it looks like, to get a creep pull, but the supports are doing a great job of zoning him out and not letting him do anything successfully, at least. But Keizu, he's going to make his way in here now, and he's going to do his best. Is pinged out. Lifestealer is like, hey, get away, get away. Open wounds. Oh, wow. Very short illusory orb there just to keep his distance.
Yeah, he wants to keep aggro. He needs to keep aggro of the creeps, because if he jumps too far, then the creeps will just walk away.
Okay. I know TP. Interesting start.
Mikey is just under fire here. He's going to lose a lot of health for doing this pull. But he has a salve, so he might be okay with that.
Yeah, Thunderstrike harassment, but that wears off. He's going to pop the salve as he goes line of sight for the time being. That'll be good for now. Middle lane, though. We got a 2 versus 2. It's Sand King Shadow Fiend versus Alina Elder Titan. And
Alina Elder Titan should crush this matchup for the time being.
Yeah. Shadow Fiend. It's going to be a while before he's hitting too hard. Has 4 souls right now.
This matchup is, it's nicer for Shadow Fiend than it used to be, because it used to be bloody awful to play. And I played it recently. It was like, I'm just playing some EU Dota 2, queuing, playing some Shadow Fiend. I see enemy Lina, same rank as me, and somehow it's just SCCC playing European servers. And that lane was harder than I expected.
Wow.
So that lane went, I think, now, judging from that, I think Shadow Fiend Lina is a pretty even matchup.
I like your self-humble brag right there. Elder Titan. Oh, he gets out. That was close. No first blood, though. Coming out.
I mean, that's my only experience with the matchup thus far, so.
Yeah. It's hard to really gauge from that, yeah. Kind of wonder if that was maybe with the Bucharest event.
Yeah, I think so.
Recently here.
Like, if I'm playing that guy and like I lost the lane by a bit, then I feel like if someone like really good was playing Shadow Fiend, then they should go even, you know?
Yeah.
So I figure it's an even matchup.
All right. Well, so far it is pretty even. 5-3 versus 5-1 right now. In the middle lane again, the support's definitely doing their part as well. Speaking of that, top lane Disruptor, he's continuing to try to do his part and let a Thunder Strike constantly. Mikey though is not going to let him do it for free. As he starts running out and back to the middle lane, Hasted Sand King charging on in, raises. He has level 2 raises, lands both. But now Sand King's the one that has to be somewhat careful. Dragon Slave auto attack. Oh, not enough damage. Then about 25.
South gets cancelled out by the Spirit though, which is quite nice. Oh, Mikey goes down to the top lane.
Yep. On the tail end of that, Kinetic Field picked up at level 2 for Disruptor. Sets up that kill. Bottom lane, Bane just running after Kazu.
Yeah, the thing about this mid lane is that I think the key to playing Shadow Fiend versus Lina is to make sure you keep your HP pool high. Because as long as Lina can't go for that kill or have that kill threat on you, you outfarm it because you just have way more damage. So I honestly think just going like a quick wand into like a few mangoes to keep HP regen and then like get a raindrop as well. Just all this kind of stuff, all these small items just help so much.
Mikey again, Kinetic Field with that barrage into the homing missile, great setup. Positioning from Adara, well placed, and yeah, gets the kill. Rocket Barrage is pretty good against Brewmaster.
Yeah, this is just the Gyro versus Brewmaster effect. And it's the fact that even without the ET being here, they're just completely crushing him. Like the CS, he's just got 3 in 1, 2 deaths, now he's going to have to walk back to lane. Boots are a distant dream.
Bottom lane, though, going as you kind of expected. Lifestealer is dominating against the puck here. Of course, Bane's to thank for that. The harassment.
Honestly, I think a situation where like a lane with a Disruptor zoning gets far more done than a lane with a Bane zoning, like that's a really, really nice situation for the Disruptor team. Because they're getting so much value out of him just by having the Gyro in this lane. And now this Disruptor's like getting all the XP from these kills as well, so he's going to have like a decently timed level 6, assuming his next ganks go well. And that's the tool they need to make these plays, because he's playing against a Panda and a Link, so that silence is imperative.
Elder Titan, he's roaming back in the middle lane. He's got that Echo Stomp with the Astral Spirit ready. But Shadow Fiend, of course, playing it safe. Double damage picked up by Sand King, but he's at half life. Can't go too YOLO here. No regen currently on him. So he's going to sit back for now. Madara, though, top lane. He's 20-11 up here. Of course, the 1-0-1 on top of that, so Ring of Akula's almost finished. He's hugging that tower. Lina? Okay, well, actually, Shadow Fiend.
Starting to pull ahead quite a lot.
I was going to say Shadow Fiend with the item build. It could definitely be different from game to game, and looks like he likes the idea of an SNY this time around, and actually almost likes the idea of killing Lina right here. Not going to be enough damage, though. The Echo Stomp just in case to help. In fact, turning on to Basharuk, but
SNY needs to be really careful.
Yeah, he ran far.
There's no mana for the Dragon Slave, and EC can't get like set off.
No glimpse.
So it'll be fine.
Point is, SNY, would that make sense to you for Shadow Fiend?
I mean, yeah, he just basically needs like one item to just make himself do damage, and then he needs to go for the BKB, so SNY BKB is fairly natural progression.
Okay. Madara, he's trying to hunt more on the Brewmaster, but Brew doing a good job of going up rather than down, so he pops the salve and he's back to full life. But again, a level 3 Rocket Barrage, constantly feeling the pain of that whenever he pokes out. As over here, bottom rune spot. 6-minute rune is going to be spawning. It does spawn top, actually, and Sand King, he'll get taken out.
Wasn't too bright.
The Arcane Rune is available for anyone who wants it, and that will be Shadow Fiend. He just walks up there and he grabs it for himself. Lina has the bottle and some barracks coming in. Basharuk's just standing here, but there's not really anything that he can do at this point.
So this is one of those games that feel that, you know, it's a 3-0 lead for Mad Lads, but creep score-wise, it's actually going very well for Singularity. Both Shadow Fiend and, of course, especially Lifestealer is having a fantastic time. So who's really ahead, right? This is just even.
I think this is pretty even, but the fact that the Panda is just so completely far behind means that I guess he's going to have to just wait and farm and be patient. Because what happens with underfarmed Pandas is they try and get their ulti off and they just get caught out by one little stun and then they're so squishy that they just disappear.
Adamson's going for this
He's
kill.
Walk into...
That was
Medora
close.
catches him.
Back to the top lane, Medora, as you mentioned, the rocket barrage is up, the call down coming in as well. On top of the homing missile, secures a kill, and a Brewmaster back to the bottom lane, sleep on Elder Titan. As he's nightmared up, yeah, Keizu very close to death himself. Adamson, though, he's in a very awkward spot. He has that rage. He's gonna, I was gonna say, he could just rage TP. And that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Power, so he's got no HP to work with.
Yeah, very close call on the puck, but Keizu doing a good job of living. And no turn kill, but as you mentioned, Lifestealer not the most life to work with now. Has to be careful.
Still got enough to completely outlane the puck, though.
Yeah.
Not a fun lane for puck. There's literally nothing he can do except get some XP. Oh, the pulling the panda back in, but this time Cinderin's kind of overplayed his hand.
Yep, and actually Medora maybe too. Nightmare set up. Here comes Shadowfiend. This should be an easy turn kill. This is going to be a big team turn kill. As okay, not as much gold going the way of Mastermind as I thought, but still. Slows down Gyro. They're going to pop a smoke after the shrine as well. This could be big for Singularity.
Yeah, they spent so long hitting the Brewmaster Pinata, they didn't really stop to think who else could be looking at them. And eventually, they're just ready. They catch them, lose Darb. He wasn't really that farmed, and he can still do what he set out to do. He's still useful in fights, so losing him isn't that big of a deal. As long as he can now still team fight. Because this Gyro, they just want to throw this Gyro at the SF. They want to throw him at the Brewmaster, just make sure that those two heroes are shut down. Lena's probably going to be their main damage output.
They're going top.
Well,
Gyro.
caught by this smoke.
Back-to-back deaths. Possibly incoming for Medora. Bramble split going to be activated. He throws on the call down, just if anything, try to deter them from chasing. Slow them down massively. The lift, though, that should set up the inevitable kill. The boulder hits, and yep, Brewmaster going to run him down in the end. So good chase there, and yet the smoke is successful in the long run.
Yeah, these are the deaths that hurt the most. So getting that smoke, getting that kill instantly as well. So, I mean, one death isn't so bad. You still feel like you can farm, but dying as soon as you TP back in, you lose farming time. Yeah. And now the enemy supports are starting to do really well in levels. The Bane is working towards level 6. He's going to find the Tome, he's going to get that. And then the Puck and the Lena are going to be looking to face a world of danger.
So, especially for the European scene, this is maybe about a month ago now, so maybe it's not as relevant anymore. It might have just been a phase, but we were seeing gyrocopters go the Ags build earlier in the game.
And I'm a huge fan of that.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, when you're a gyrocopter like position 1 and you just know that like you have some good matchups and you don't really need to get that much done like the early to mid game, like you can just go phase Aquila or something like that and just go straight to the Ags because it increases your farm rate, increases your single target DPS, and it's just generally a nice item to tank up. Because it's like, why spend 2,000 gold on a drum when you could spend 2,000 gold on a point booster and whatever, and then you have an Aghanims 2 minutes later.
Middle lane, Mastermind. Call down, just on the outskirts. TP's coming in to save him. Shadowfiend. Requiem, he couldn't get it off. The explosion after the fact, though. Manara, he's now open to wounds. Heavily slowed down. Rocket barrage in the face of Adamson. He's not going to care too much as the rage wears off, though. They turn their attention to Qualifier, the Laguna Blade. He tried to snipe out Mikey, but that was a lost cause. And it ends up being a 2-for-1 turn in favor of Singularity. All that TP support. So, yeah, initially it looked good for Mad Lads, but then they stuck around too long. Get the kill.
Yeah. Again, this Gyro is starting to die more and more. Like, there's a certain amount you can die on Gyro and it's still okay, but now he's starting to feel ineffectual. And the thing is, like, Shadowfiend is this hero, like, you know, he's squishy, he can die, he's this hero that's top of the net worth, but he isn't really that tanky, you know. And killing him in this time is important, but putting that much effort into it when Singularity weren't showing on the map is scary. Oh, Mikey's going to get caught again.
They'll take this kill. Well, Mad Lads. So Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. Bottom lane, Keizu. Watching him here. Sanking's going to run at him, but no, nothing's going to come of that. It's mentioning the Lifestealer. After what happened middle lane, he runs back to the bottom, continues to farm towards that Radiant. So you're right there, 2,300 gold saved up. On his way. Now, again, the thing with the Radiance is it's a little bit more time to get. So
Stolen's going to get ran at. Oh, the glimpse into Lena stun. That's perfectly done. He's going to brain sap to prolong his life a bit longer, but it's not going to be enough.
Held your feet to the fire.
Made it take a while.
Top tower is under attack.
So safe to say that maybe Mad Lads, again, they have a timing here where Radiance is still going to probably be another 3-4 minutes at least, if not longer. So try to make something happen with that window.
I don't know. I don't know what they can do because they don't really have like any objectives to go for, and Madara's going to get caught again.
Middle tower is under attack.
Maybe he's going to survive this one though. No, he's not.
No, Bashruk. Oh, that rocket barrage. That would have been something. Not enough though. Yeah, that's another death. That is his 4th death of the game, as you mentioned.
Is he going to get the grip on mid? Yes, he is. Oh, he's just going to go for the sleep, and maybe they kill with the Sanking Stun.
Into a Fiend's Grip. Nice glimpse. Ooh. They did not know that Disruptor was nearby. In fact, Kaiser comes in with the Dream Coil, so they get the 1 kill, and the Sand King was already low. They kill Soul as one. Adamson, he pops Rage, and he runs away, but good job hiding there from the supports of our dire
nice
team.
Thing about Disruptor versus Vayne, you can just cancel that grip from anywhere you want. Kazu also gets a little bit of gold out of that, so he's covering from his difficult landing phase. That deny though.
Yeah, nice deny. Perfect timing.
You're talking about you're talking about this timing window. So Gerald's working towards his drum, which he still hasn't got yet. Lina working towards that Yule. So I think the timing they go for is like when Gyro gets his drum Yasha, and when Puck gets Blink Dagger, and Lina gets like Yules plus like maybe another item. But if he decides to go for Bloodstone, then maybe just the Yules. And then it's just going to be smoke gank on the SF until he gets his BKB. That's like got to be their game plan, because going for the Lifestealer, not really a feasible option.
Well, speaking of Shadow Fiend, he actually chose to even get the Sange first. On his way to the Sange and Yasha. And he's going to continue farming Ancients while his teammates are making their way towards the bottom side of the map. Sand King scouting out pretty aggressively. And actually puts down the ward over here between the bottom Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers. Mad Lads, though, 3 of them. They're moving together.
The smoke has been called. They're ready. They're going. Oh, Jared didn't get caught in the smoke. Okay, so Jared's just going to have to kind of walk down, but he's going to get spotted by this ward that was just placed. And they're like, okay, guys, what's this Jared doing alone? So maybe this turns out to be a bait. But
that's what I was going to say, yeah. Maybe it could work. They put a sentry down, but no, Bashruk, he'll find them.
Yeah, he sees it. He gets glimpsed back, but he tries to dodge it with the... Oh, he doesn't quite get it.
Nope. Well, Mad Lads get something out of it, and Puck wants more, actually.
Oh! The hesitation there.
Yeah.
Illusion.
That was going to be a huge kill, delaying a Radiance and everything, but man, he just gets
They
out.
were not going to kill him, I think. They'd already used the glimpse. Nah, I don't think they would kill him. Because, I think maybe it could have been close. They would have had to chase him quite a while, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking for the Panda. They're waiting for the glimpse. Like, he's just hiding in the trees. He already died enough. He doesn't want to deal with this anymore. He's had enough of death.
Yeah, that's the other thing with these Blink Dagger timings on Singularity. They're that much more important because, again, your vehicle for the Infest Bombs of Lifestealer. Now, granted, he didn't go the Armlet build or anything like that, as, by the way, a glimpse back onto Sand King. They bring him right into a sleep, into death. That shows that burst damage coming out. The Astral Spirit, of course, applying that natural order debuff
tower is under attack.
of the magic. By the way, Veil the Discord seems pretty strong here for this dire side, but nobody's going for it.
Radiant's bottom tower
yeah, they do have a lot of magic damage, but it's like, can any hero really fit it into the build? Like, Lina maybe, but Veil feels really bad to build on Lina. Because you always want to build more mana regen, you want to build more movement speed, you want to build utility. And Puck could go for it, but like maybe if Puck had like the most amazing game ever with a complete free farm, but
exactly,
I think Link is a higher priority. It's like, it's kind of good, but the opportunity cost of it is just a bit too high. Shadow Fiend now finishes his SMY.
Yeah, they're hanging around here in the middle lane, so again, it's definitely not to the lack of trying. They're still trying to make some kills happen. And mentioned the SNY just finished on Shadow Fiend, but that timing window, going back to it, Sacred Relic finished, 1,000 gold saved up, means Lifestealer will have that Radiance in a matter of another minute or so at this point of the game.
Yep, there's a mysterious ticking noise emanating from the Radiant jungle. You gotta be careful.
Sand King, glimpse back, avoids the homing missile at least.
He tries to stun again, he misses the dodge again. I mean, I admire the attempt, but it's really quite hard to do.
I was going to say, is that one of those things that is easier, or is that is difficult?
It's got like a bit of a timing window. The idea is like, you cast it so that, like, Burrow Strike has a little bit of travel time, so as long as you cast the Burrow Strike so that the glimpse goes off in that little travel time, and you get pulled back in that instant, then Burrow Strike has a thing where when the cast finishes, you are teleported to the end of the Burrow Strike. So you just reappear at the end of the burst rate, so you're safe.
Keizu.
Is he gonna get the grip on Keizu? No, he's not.
No. But this is the timing. The Radiance into the Blink Dagger. The Fest Bomb is real Cinderin. He got the Static Storm Kinetic Field combo off them, but Acid just walks right on through as he pops his Rage. They do kill Cinderin, but that's all they get.
Caught between the Lima, but he's gonna be able to walk right out of here because he's covered by his team.
Yeah, showing off the new Blink Dagger, especially with that Radiance and Lifestealer. The fact that they only got the Disruptor is,
Dire's structures are
again, good news maybe for the Dire side, but Singularity is still going to make a push out of this.
They're really strong. This is one of their power peaks. I mean, next one is Shadowfin BKB.
Bane?
Solon going to die here.
Oh.
He gets the Brain Sap off. And
Buy some time. Brewmaster, Primal Split, Call Down will hit a couple, maybe trying to finish off the Bane. They do kill him. Koik for the right into a bad spot. He's going to be lifted up. Requiem set up, and they purge it back down, so no Requiem actually coming. For the time being, Earth Splitter throughout. Going to be avoided, though, for the most part from the Radiant side. Glimpse back onto Shadow Fiend, by the way, and he's going to be stomped to death right there. Little bit... Singularity seemed almost a little bit lost there as far as where to really go in, where to fall back. Sand King was not there, is worth mentioning.
Yeah, Sand King is just trying to get his Blink Dagger because he's got a really hard time getting into fights. Honestly, I think they shouldn't really have pushed their luck, like taking this fight. I mean, it looked nice with everyone together. You kill the puck, you use Panda Split, but once Shadow Fiend is in the fight, like, he can't get out of it because they'll just glimpse him back in. So until he has that BKB, he is gyro food.
And Jarrell's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
BKB.
Adamson looking towards that Sergeant Yasha, and BKB working toward... everyone's working towards a BKB now.
Pretty good item this game in both teams, really. As middle lane, Cinderin, he's dead. But a Fiend's Grip, it sure was. Green doesn't save him. So, good find there once again on Disruptor. Quigfa, though, pulling up that gold. He's got 2,600 now. He doesn't have any components just yet of the Bloodstone, but he is getting there.
This Lina is going to be quite nice because Lina is just generally be really good for bursting people, and it's nice versus Shadowfiend in the game because Shadowfiend can pop his BKB and then Lina will still be just whacking away, and there will still be flags going off. So
yeah, this
BKB isn't like a complete pass for Shadowfiend to do whatever he wants in the fight. You know, he still has to be extremely mindful because he doesn't really have that much armor.
That's where could the argument be made for Lina that, I mean, she's going plus no matter what here, but as far as transitioning, more right-click presence? Or, I mean, she went the MKB last game, I guess, after this, so probably is going to do similar. But
you can go pretty much whatever, I think, whatever's necessary. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Shiva's Guard or something, just because of the large physical damage output coming out from the Lifestealer and the Shadow Fiend. But maybe he actually just prioritizes the BKB. I think probably Bloodstone into BKB into something else.
Okay.
That would be what I would predict.
They're trying to kill Brew middle lane. Static Storm, Kinetic Field put down. Nightmares used to try to help a little bit.
They're gonna get glimpse. Oh, he's spotted on the ward, and they do get the glimpse.
Yep. Solon, he's not getting out of this one most likely. However, Pearl Strike stun it with the Infest Bomb, and Almadar's dropping quickly. He throws on the cooldown at least before he dies right there. Requiem going out for Mastermind. I believe it might have hit the Elder Titan, if anyone. He's still running, though.
Should be able to find Buryu here. He's going to blink in and get a stun.
So they will get 2 kills out of that. So the Glimpse ultimately biting them in the ass now.
Yeah, this Glimpse is really starting to punish. But it's both teams now. Gets him the kill on the Bane, but Shadowfiend is now getting much closer to his BKB.
Is that burst? Oh, so much damage, and it is enough action with the auto attacks to finish it. Yep. Got the rage off very late. They deny the tower, and they're gonna catch Bastrook for now. Can they finish the job? Thunderstrike. He doesn't have mana for anything. They sure can. Keizu credit.
These misses are, well, it didn't work out once, but now it's working out again. So losing the Lifestealer there is pretty big. He still dies. He's only got 9 armor, and when he's getting right-clicked down by Lina, it's quite a lot. So I really think the power peak is going to come from this BKB on Shadow Fiend and then an armor item. I think one of him or the Lifestealer need to get an AC. Because before they get that, Gyro is going to do a lot, and Lina's going to do a lot.
Speaking of that, Lina, Bloodstone is now finished. Unfortunate for her, she didn't have it going into that, of course, but now has it. Ready to start adding some charges. You mentioned Gyrocopter, his BKB, the pattern. Just about here. The recipe.
Just looking at it, BKB is coming across the board. Panda's going for his, but he's a bit ambitious. He's still quite a bit away from his, but he's playing against Puck Silence, ET Stomp, Disruptor Silence, Lina Stun, Gyro Rocket. It's at a huge amount of magic damage. So if there was ever a game to go straight Blink BKB on Panda, this would be it. Oh, Gyro's in the path of the smoke gang.
Yeah. Oh, just out of range, though. Gyrocopter is so freaking fast. We know this already. And now Casey's looking to respond. Drinkwell. It connects on a Brewmaster. He's going to be thrown up, though, for the time being. Gyrocopter, open wounds on him, but he just keeps kiting away. The Air Splitter takes out Brewmaster. Now Adamson, he has to keep on running. Glimpse back. We'll bring him right back in. No more rage for 4 more seconds. Out goes the record. Now Madara possibly can be late. The Fiend's going to block it out. Lena's going to fall. So is a Gyrocopter. Lena ends up denying herself, but a great response for Singularity in this fight now, as they make it a 2-for-1. That was such a close call, but they end up winning the fight.
Yep, they got baited in by that Lifestealer, and the Sanking Blink finally actually coming to fruition here. And he gets glimpsed back, but he does it. He got the dodge this time.
He got away?
So happy.
Okay.
Yep.
Go figure, I didn't catch it on camera that time.
Burrow straight dodged it. Well played coming out from Adamson, showing a bit of respect for his teammate there.
Is under attack.
But there you go, that's the Bloodstone. Just like that, he dies shortly after it, and now it's down to 10 charges.
Are scanning.
Shadow Fiend back up to top net worth.
Yep. Shadow Fiend now Butterfly queued up. So you talk about these right clicks are some good damage, but Butterfly, of course, will help with that, as well as enhance his own. So it makes sense.
He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Again, just low armor heroes all across the board here. So this Gyrocopter is going to be going for SMI to Butterfly, pretty standard. And I want to see what this Lifestealer goes, because he's not really having the most amazing game. Because normally Lifestealers kind of pick up and win a few fights, but this Radiance, like, it's nice, but he's not really able to do that much with it.
Yeah.
He kind of realizes something's up, he rages, but he's now left with no rage in the middle of 4 enemy heroes.
Does have supports, though. Oh, Mikey's going in. Gonna force a fight right here. Keizu caught initially, so is Disruptor. Keizu, can he get away? The Stomp will help him try to get out of there. He pops a Drinkwell as they do pick off Disruptor. Puck is still avoiding with another phase shift. He's gonna blink forward. They know he's in the area. Do they have a stopper? They do not. And oh, the Pearl Strike. Actually almost did connect.
Keizu being posted away for running away from your problems.
Yeah. Cinderin, he's the bait once again.
Well, he'll accept that.
Yeah,
but this top tower is under threat now. The Lifestealer is getting towards Assumption Yasha. And I don't really think they have a way to stop this tower from going down. In return, they will just run both their cores down mid lane. They have the Arcane Rune on this Gyro, so he's more than willing to use his spells to secure it. But they're a bit scared. They don't see the Bane.
Bane is up at the top lane with them.
No,
Radiant's middle tower.
But they'll go back in. Lifestealer will TP.
Yeah, Gyro's going to be, once again, a little bit too fast. And that's the thing with Gyrocopter. Like, the fact that he's this fast even before he gets that talent, the talent almost just seems unnecessary. We saw in the last
fight. Yeah, the thing is, the hero does so much damage. Just Yasha Drum. It's just, the damage output of Gyrocopter is insane, so it just allows him to, as well as the fact that he's got high base movement speed and everything he buys gives him movement speed.
Yeah.
He's just such a convenient hero. He just does so much.
Shadow Fiend's pretty fast as well. Does got the level 15 talent, to be fair, 15 move speed. And you see he's gliding around at 486 total. So
he is a speedy man. Okay, smoke development coming out here maybe. Yeah, here we go. Cinderin calls it. They have the Dream Coil. They have Lina with the no Shadow Blade just yet. He's going to walk right into Adamson. So they can get this kill.
They can. Nope. The Burl Strike, though, response. Now he pops the Rage, and Keizu has to phase shift for the time being. Echo Stomp does delay this with the Ear Splitter. They're going to lose the Sand King. Addison jumps inside Mikey. Mikey splits up, and he jumps out with the Infest, but Keizu's still alive, being a distraction. Stolen now. He's caught in no man's land against Madara, but Madara's taking good damage from Mastermind in the meantime. Nightmare's not going to save himself, but Gyrocopter with this BKB has to run away. Keizu stays alive throughout, and so far 2 kills in favor of the Dire side. The Laguna Blade Shadow Fiend, he's going to end up dying because of it. Great burst coming out from the Dire team, and now Mikey coming back together. He has to blink away, not much life to work with. Keizu running after him with the other Titan. However, Disruptor going to be picked up by Adamson. Adamson's like, this is a lost cause, though. He TP's out. 4-for-1 exchange in favor of Mad Lads. What a fight for them.
Yeah, that Burrow Strike is really, really nice to make sure that the Disruptor didn't get the ulti follow-up, but it left them in a really, really dark position there. Shadow Fiend BKB, he uses 9-second BKB, he's just stuck there hitting a gyrocopter. He's got nothing to use his ulti on, he's got nothing to raise. And then you saw there the Laguna Blade with the magic resistance change from the ET. He just took so much damage, he just disappeared.
Yeah, that's how his life evaporated.
1.8k SF Shadow Fiend is just gone.
And that's
nice play from Qualifier.
It is a level 4 natural order, so yeah, 100% on that armor reduction there. As long it's him or it's the spirit, right? Yeah, the spirit's the one.
The spirit gives the magic reduction, so that spirit was just on top of him, and then that Laguna suddenly becomes pure damage.
Yeah.
And when you're faced with 850 pure damage, nothing really looks that tanky.
Nope.
Okay, they realize there's a sentry in mid lane. They pick up the gem on Puck, so they're going to get a bit more map control. But currently, there's not really that many wards out for the side of Singularity. There's only this one near the Roshan.
Now looking at the vision of both teams right now, very defensive wards out for Mad Lads, but you mentioned the one near Roshan for the Radiant team. And Solon, he's going to get a sentry down further up. It's setting up as if they want to try it here in the near future. But not just yet. Koikfa
Invisibility.
running through with that Shadow Blade. As, by the way, he's back up to 14 Bloodstone charges now because of that last fight. Some more good news for the Dire team, at least.
Gyrocopter's running after Basher, and he'll get bonked, and then silenced, and then killed. So, was Gyrocopter in Hon?
In Hon? No, there's no Gyrocopter. He wasn't a thing.
Was Puck in Hon?
Absolutely, yes. Puck definitely was. Bubbles.
I don't really understand that game at all. It's like
it's the past, man.
It's a game like this, yeah.
Good old Bubbles. Puck, he's gonna... Nope. Okay, yeah, Adamson, he's like, wait a second, what the hell was that? He just pops Rage and TPs. That was a bit of a close call.
Radiant's middle tower.
Thankfully he has Rage TP. He's working towards that BKB actually, so yeah, there's just so many silences. The Rage isn't enough.
No.
He needs that BKB, so that armor will be delayed by a bit, so Lina has more and more time to stack up that physical damage. Gyrocopter also working towards the butterfly, but he's still a long way away from it. It's not really that fun. Actually, almost all the main cores just sitting within 1k of each other.
Yeah, that's very
it's
close.
Not so often you see that. So this game is actually very close. The only real difference is how poor the Bane is compared to Disruptor, and yeah, that's about it, really.
That and the levels. The only level 20, in fact 21 now, is Koikfa on Lina. She has her Fiery Soul per stack talent. As a result of that, I remember that nerf that happened, or not even necessarily nerf, the change that happened. It used to be level 25 and powerful, but not as powerful now, but still strong.
Yep, no, she's got her BKB, so Lina BKB with level 21, the talent, the damage output is going to be insane. And honestly, I think with that Butterfly, the Shadow Fiend, his BKB is not going to save him. He's just going to evaporate.
Yeah. Okay,
so this move to place some wards, they might just come across the courier, and that'll kill Lina's BKB, but no, they're not going to move up that far.
I can't find enough. Still hanging out in the area, but you see Mad Lads on the other side there, hanging out in their own area. It's like they're playing the opposite sides now.
This happens quite a lot. It's just both teams are like, okay guys, if we were around this area, we're going to walk into someone and we're going to get killed. But nothing really happening here for Singularity, but they do have 2 aggressive wards now. So their warding is really, really nice, and they must figure out exactly where Mad Lads are. Plain as day.
How long is the patience game going to work out here?
Okay, Kezu has called this little rotation. I don't know what this is. They push up bot and then they go around back to Roshan. Or push up top, rather.
And they push on top, wrap it around. They do get the TPs. All the way back to base.
Is under attack.
And now Baby do Roshan. See if they feel comfortable even attempting it or
this
not.
is the smoke coming out. Basher leading the charge with Lifestealer Infested. They have a lot of stuff. Koikfa's gonna wait up the high ground.
Okay, see, they're gonna jump in first. They're gonna blow him up. Wow, he got deleted. And now Mad Lads, they're fighting 5 versus 4. Things just got a little more dangerous here.
Dire are scanning.
They're just gonna go straight into Roshan. That is not advisable. Okay, the scan catches people. Okay, Madar and everyone else is just gonna wait up this high ground, and we're in the same situation again.
It's like, yeah, this looks familiar. Okay, well, middle tier 2 will go down at least.
Has fallen.
Actually, does Singularity maybe push this mid? I mean, with Puck dead. No, the answer is no.
Koikfa's going to do the opposite, and he's going to push top in, and he pushes very quickly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Lysander just rages at him. He's a bit angry. Get off my tier 3. It's fine.
Jump, bash hook, he's looking for it. Oh, that's a Burrow Strike. Only hit one hero actually somehow. He goes down in response. His Burrow Strike, he misclicked there definitely. It was so short stun. He almost went panic mode. Disruptor is going to manage to not TP out as he gets run down. Over here, Bane gets caught. Nightmare ain't going to save him. He'll fall.
That's what happens. When you blink in with Sanking, you don't have vision of where you're going. You need to, like, take a second and then see your stun.
Yeah, BKB pop by Addison right here, as well as the Ranger going after Qualifier. Qualifier goes down. Got to attack damage to Mastermind. Buyback, it looks like Solon actually buys back. Madara is trying to keep on running. Lina does have a buyback. As Puck jumped in, he dropped pretty quickly. Just trying to be a distraction to keep Madara alive. Madara will be fine, but the phase shift, Thunderclap sitting up from Mikey. Already used. Actually, there's a Fiend's Grip. It catches him. And KZ will go down. Now do they go back to Roshan?
Suddenly the buyback is completely worth it. Roshan, they don't have the BKB up on Lifestealer, but Alina's up right now, and they have Gyro ulti, ET. They have so many ways of getting vision into the pit, but I don't think they're killing this fast enough. It's actually pretty close. Yeah, the mid lane isn't pushed in, so... Oh, and they're going to catch the ET as well.
Oh, they are. Glimmer Cape will save it for now. That Glimmer Cape's been actually pretty key here. For Bree. You've seen it several times.
Much space for this Roche. And they're going to get them. They
are. It's going to be an Aegis for Lifestealer? Yeah, no, a Mastermind. Shadowfiend will
Mostly that has Rage and a BKB. If he's dying in these fights, he's got some issues anyway.
Alright.
Like Mastermind's like, okay guys, come on. I just need a little bit more. He's the big building hitter anyway, so you usually want to give the eggs to the hero that's going to be hitting the building in this situation. Especially with like this rush around this time.
I know you mentioned earlier the idea of something like an AC on either him or Shadowfiend or Lifestealer, and Lifestealer, he has 2,600 gold saved up now. It seems like maybe that could be an item he's thinking about here.
I would just definitely think they should get it. They need it, but he's going to go for the Nullifier instead.
Oh, okay. It's a different idea.
I guess neither him nor the Shadowfiend have really felt much pressure coming out from the Gyrocopter or Lina in terms of right-click damage. But, oh, in fact, they're both going MKB right now, so they have had enough of this Lifestealer. The combination of the evasion talent and the Radiance Mist really kind of annoys you eventually.
That's true. 20%
and the Butterfly,
evasion
don't forget that too. So 2 MKBs. Butterflies, suddenly not a huge factor. Radiance, suddenly not a huge factor.
Oh, that's a BKB use at least. So Mikey in response, he blinks on in. Primal split, he wants to turn kill on a Qualifier. Qualifier has to pop a BKB himself and keeps on running. So not really, no kills of course happen, not much damage even, but in the end BKB on either side.
BKB for BKB, split for nothing. So overall, I'd say, yeah, Panda's BKB is less valuable than Lina's BKB, so it's about even, I guess. But Singularity going to be a bit wary of taking any fights in the immediate future.
To say that, they're making their way to the top lane. Again, Shadowfiend has that Aegis. He is also trying to finish an eye of Scotty. So maybe ideally
once he gets that, he actually can chase the Gyro down, because last fight you saw what happened. Yeah. Shadowfiend BKB and he popped his Butterfly and it's like, wait, I still can't catch this guy.
It's too fast. Good old level 20 talent, 50 move speed, so he's running at 536 base now. Gyrocopter.
Give him 1 second to get away and then he's off into the sunset.
Well, level 20 talents are kicking in though. In fact, level 25 is starting to something to think about, and one that really stood out to me was that Lifestealer, the 2-second rage duration. You got to figure that's going to be really strong in this game.
Yeah, it's really nice. Just extra time to not worry about getting Lina stunned out of Invis or to getting Puck sights and all that stuff. He's very, very difficult to lock down now with this Lifestealer. The only question is now to make sure he can actually kill people. And with this Nullifier, it means the Lina BKB and Yules won't be so much of an issue. It means that the Glimmer Cape on the ET as well, it's not such a factor. And generally it's nice because the Purge slow. Because what you can do is, like, say if Lina, like, her first reaction to being gone on is to Yules herself, you can Nullify her out of that Yules, and then she won't be able to BKB and she's just dead.
That's what they like to have happen as Lifestealer forced to the bottom lane to push it out now. There's some patience here. KZ and Madara sitting nearby.
But have a smoke gank.
They're smoking out. They're going to be exposed here, and this will get interesting. Yep.
Oh, they know what's up.
They know somebody's in the area now. Madara, he cancelled his TP. Oh no. Oh no, they're gonna go after Buryu over here. Buryu manages to get away. No, he gets caught. So he's gonna go down. Now Madara's on the run.
Oh, Madara got spotted by that ward they just
Solin.
placed.
Oh, it's out of range.
He's so close. He's so fast.
God, that was full panic time.
What happened there is they thought it was just Buryu because they saw the ETO and they're like, okay, no, it's just this guy. And then they just go, oh crap, there's a gyro behind us the whole time. Oh god.
Who cancelled his TP on accident.
Yeah.
That would have been a disaster.
Yeah, end result is cancelling that TP really didn't matter because he got out anyway. Because I think ET was definitely dead no matter what happened there.
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's good news again for Mad Lads. But Lifestealer again, obviously the Nullifier finished. Speaking of level 25 talents real quickly too, Shadow Fiend's always an interesting one. Is this a cooldown reduction game you think, or is it the 3 damage souls?
Probably just the damage so he can actually kill the Gyrocopter because he's really the only one that can get on top of him.
Oh, we'll see when he gets it. He's level 23.5 right now. And then there's Lena, I guess. Looking at her, Dragon Slave cooldown or attack range. That's going to be interesting. Probably attack range.
Definitely the attack range. Yeah. Dragon Slave cooldown is... Oh,
well.
Cinder being eaten. And now it's an Aegis and they're down the Disruptor ulti, so they don't really have any way to lock this Lifestealer down.
Yeah, Radiance Burn, helping to push. Oh, Shadow Fiend's getting low. Again, he has the Aegis. He pops at BK. Oh, the Aegis just reclaimed, that's why. Wow. That's a good thing they were aware of that time. As Basharok, he gets out. Oh, very close call. The fact that nobody dies there on Singularity is pretty huge.
And
that could have been worse. We'll pause to talk it over now on what just happened. But yeah, I was wondering, I was like, wait, why did they BKB? You know, they hit the Aegis, you figure you want to use it after, but he was paying attention. That's good. That's the worst feeling ever. And we saw, in fact, we saw it yesterday. There was a game where, I forget the team, but somebody was pushing, it was like a Juggernaut, and the Aegis despawned right as he like Omni slashed into them to initiate. He ended up dying in a Chronosphere, and then another team pushed out, so it's a pretty bad feeling.
I've had it happen to me enough times that it's just all the experiences are blended into one just kind of sad memory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Shadow Fiend's going to be maybe checking this DD top ring, but I don't know. And there's a smoke coming out from Cinder. There's a 5-man, and immediate targets in the way are the Panda with his BKB, who has a gem. Oh, maybe if they spot this DD, they can get a really nice fight.
Madara picks it up. Alright, Gyrocopter with that MKB. Double damage, flat cannon, sounds pretty strong.
Singularity is so ready for a smoke gang to come through that high ground, but they're going to get wrapped around on. This top lane's going to get pushed out. Singularity. Okay, they've scanned the south side, but it's coming from the other side. The smoke has run out. Time Singularity going to wrap around a bit. They're going to find Buryu.
Yep. Oh, the Infest Bomb not necessarily connecting, but doesn't really matter.
ET is actually most of their team fight. Fighting without him is extremely risky. Shadow Fiend now with his Arcane Rune.
Now he really should get the 40% cooldown reduction down if he has his Arcane Rune. Be insane.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Doctrine and that stuff, you can get like a 12-second cooldown BKB or something. Yeah. It's absurd.
Top lane though is, oh, what is this? They caught Gyrocopter. That was a Lifestealer bomb.
That's the Nullifier in effect right there.
Yeah. And now Cinder in, nice glimpse back, may keep him alive. Burl Strike. Oh my god, that was basically 0.1 second. It felt like. And Shadow Fiend's actually trying to survive against Lena over here. Those auto attacks.
He's gonna make it, yeah, he's gonna make it out. Okay, so level 25, you can see how much damage Lena can really output, but it's not quite enough. And Shadow Fiend surviving there is huge because him dying there would have made the gyro deaths and the disrupted deaths seem insignificant. The Singularity now just going to push out some lanes. They're going to take advantage of this. They're going to pressure this mid lane, see if they can force Gyrocopter buyback. Probably unlikely because pushing against a Lena fucking ET not the easiest task. Already the Spirit going to work on this group wave. And the Orb.
There we go, Lifestealer. Oh, he gets hit by the stomp, but Basharok is like, yeah, don't you dare touch my friend. Scares them off. Adamson gonna use the rage to beat down the tier 3 tower. As it wears off, though, he will respect. Fall back for now. Again, Jaro with a buyback. Not going to force it, though, it looks like. And indeed, we'll have to keep falling back.
Are they going to look for some fight as soon as Lina buys a gem, so they have a new gem now? They're going to be getting this map control back because they've got a lot of wards in their woods and in the enemy woods as well.
Very quick Roshan spawn, by the way.
Yeah.
And a double damage rune. Do it now.
Yeah, if they see this, they can just straight up do it. Okay, is this Spirit going to make it to Rosh and see this? Yes, it... Oh, I don't know if they saw that.
So he picks up the DD, but they're not going to commit towards any kind of Roshan. And I don't even think the raiding team knows, honestly. They didn't check right there.
Okay, Dicey is probably just going to go and buy his AC from the secret shop now. And his damage is insane, even without the DD.
Yeah.
Saw he trumped through the gyrocopter. Because the gyrocopter really doesn't have anything defensive. He's got his BKB, but then he's just got movement speed. And like S and Y drum, like all this provides is HP. And well, Lifestealer is Lifestealer, and he likes HP.
Well, Roshan losing HP pretty quickly, and definitely going to be a Roshan kill. Stomp.
Not going to have any effect here.
No.
Going for no TP, but he's probably going to pressure this tier 2 mid and maybe onto the tier 3. Oh no, it's just walking around.
Middle tower is under attack.
Shadow Fiend does go the 3 damage per soul, gets it right there. And all the expected talents do come out. The 2-second rage, the 175 attack range. On Qualifier. Qualifier gets found actually. The ward spawned them out initially. Other Titans nearby though. We'll get Basher to fall back, but that was the purpose here. Just trying to buy some time for the supporting cast to come in. Lena's just melting through that BKB. The auto attack's way too much damage, and now Breaky's just on the run. But they got the target they wanted.
Speaking of talents, Pana's got his 100 attack speed. You saw that there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you might be a leader, you might have your BKB, you might have 25,000 net worth, but you've also got 7 armor. And 7 armor against a lineup like this with Shadow Fiend or like you're basically working with 0 armor against this damage. And he just evaporated. And now he's going to have to buy back if they want to defend this.
He also just got a Vlad's. Very late Vlad's, but it's one of those items that's kind of just nice to pick up even later on. It calls for Adamson, by the way. Pops the BKB. Buyback on Lina. Here we go. Bit of a last stand, it feels like, for Mad Lads. Madara with his own BKB, just sitting in the backlines with that flat cannon and the call down. Shadow Fiend is getting very low. Again, has the Aegis, though, so worst case, if it goes down, it's going to be coming right back up. There we go. Laguna Blade will finish the job. But now that's going to be on cooldown for 45 seconds. Can they lock him down after the fact? He pops a BKB as soon as he resurrects. And going to run away. Basharuk. Will he stun back in, maybe? He's looking for it. He does see a 2-man stun. Solin's also still here. Fiend's Grip not ready. Was using the last fight. He'll be the sacrificial lamb as he does go down, and so will Sand King, who gets glimpsed right back in.
So they had everything to work with there, but Shadow Fiend was just stuck in the Disruptor ulti. He didn't want a BKB because you never really want to BKB your first life when you have Aegis, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't really get anything done. They didn't kill the Gyro during the Fiend script. They lost their Panda, and as a result, they need to buy them.
And Qualifier.
They only took the tier 3.
Yeah, that really wasn't as successful as a push as it felt like it was going to be for Singularity. You're right, especially with the Lina kill, but the buyback helps hold in. Now it's Mad Lads who's the one pushing.
Maybe okay, he rages. I don't really think that there's anything Mad Lads can really get out of this, especially with these 2 buybacks, but maybe the 2 buybacks are just what they were looking for. So now Madara with his butterfly, he does a lot of damage. And honestly, it's nice that you have the 100 attack speed right in Panda, but playing versus a gyrocopter without the 1500 primal split unit health, like,
true,
they can just die in one set of flags.
Yeah. That's
so he needs to be very mindful of that now.
Could be an issue here for sure as, woo, Sand King's going in with the Infest Bomb. Cinderon's caught as well as Puck, but they went really deep for this. It could backfire. Call-down's coming down the front splitter as well. Lifestealer, he's being locked down in the meantime. It looks like something's stunned him the whole time, and he's dead for 100 seconds. He has a buyback, but what on earth is happening? Mastermind is also going to fall down. Not the initiation you're looking for if you're the Radiant side. That's your classic case, it feels like, of sure, the jump was okay, but the team can't follow up as quickly as maybe you thought.
They just weren't really able to get what they wanted. They can't get on top of the Lina, they can't get rid of the Gyro's damage, and once Lina and Gyro are just hitting, like, Lifestealer's, I mean, sure, you've got 40 armor, but it's not enough. And once Lifestealer's not able to fight, then the team fight is completely gone. Because they didn't have Panda available.
Well, they do kill Lina. Wow.
Really nice.
I guess Brewmaster and Lifestealer is still pretty strong together.
I can't get anything else, but killing Lina is enough to stop this push. So.
Yeah.
Now with, well, lots of buybacks being used, this Sand King and Bane playing a bit more safe now. The Lina will be a bit spooked too. So the game should calm down a bit.
Yeah. No, that's...
Are they going to seriously go for this guy? No.
No, there's no way. Yeah, that felt like that could have been so much worse. I mean, 3 heroes being dead, including your Shadow Fiend with no buybacks, and all 5 up for the other side. Could have been a lot more for sure. I mean, the fact that it didn't even get tier 3 is very good news for Singularity. But,
yeah, but what was a 10k lead is now a pretty much dead even gold situation. So,
true.
I mean, we've got Buru now working towards a Yules. He's also got that pipe. I'm surprised they're not getting a Lotus Orb, but I don't think he really wants to because he's also set up for himself. Without it, he feels kind of ineffectual. But the Lotus Orb might be nice versus the Nullifier, but the fact is, it's like they're Sand King stunning someone, but I think they're dying like before the stun even ends, so it doesn't even matter if they're nullified or not, so the Lotus doesn't really present that much of a fix, you know?
Yeah. Huh. The win probability is actually 63% in favor of the... Oh, never mind. Now it's bounced back in favor of the Radiant. It just needed to update. I was going to say, how the hell is it so much in favor of the Dire still? Okay, it's slightly in favor of the Radiant now.
We have a smoke coming out. They place a sentry, but they looking for a wall, but they don't actually have a smoke.
Oh, yeah, there's no vision in the area as we see. In fact, only vision up right now for the Dire team is very defensive.
Okay, Madara's just going to farm the Satanic. He's making 500 gold away. Like, buyback is so expensive now that, like, saving for buyback is, like, really detrimental because you end up fighting with, like, 3,000 gold. And it's the same situation you saw in the last game, remember, where Lina was fighting with, like, 5k gold? It's like everyone's doing that if they're saving for buyback. So, just get the Satanic and then hope to actually survive.
Where's my pension?
God, that Daedalus finished on Lina. Mentioned Satanic just about here for Gyrocopter. He has the money for it. It's going to matter if does he just get it. It looks like it, yeah.
Shadow Fiend hits ridiculously hard, but he's just been in a situation where he's the one getting hit, so...
Yep.
If Singularity can turn the tables and make sure that there are targets for Shadow Fiend to bop with his BKB, then he can bop away and then he can win the fight. But if he can't, he expends that BKB just running away, trying not to die to Lina, then I think it's all about if they can get on top of the Lina, because you've seen if the Lina dies and the fight is not really an option for Mad Lads.
Singularity making their way to the top lane. Tier 3 middle and bottom have been destroyed. Now they're going for the top tier 3, so they're just trying to take out all the tier 3 towers at this point. And they're going to get the top one too, but now they're going for the Rax. BKB used by Adamson here. All right. Oh, on the Dream Coil.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Axe Coil only stuns when the TP finishes, so...
Yeah. I was going to
say. It doesn't do the initial stun. If it did, it would be slightly more broken. But thankfully, it's in a nice balanced place right now.
There you go.
But that Aghanim's Coil is going to be very nice versus the Shadow Fiend and the Lifestealer. Running away from the Lina is going to be a very tricky prospect.
Yeah. Bane getting the...
another infest.
By the way, Bane getting the 100 enfeeble damage reduction, and that's one of those things, again, as a spectator, especially with the crazy fights going on, it's hard to maybe notice in some fights. Of course, you know, things will remove it, like BKBs, but, you know, after the fact, get that on the Lina, the Gyrocopter.
Oh, no, you can't dispel that with BKB. No, it stays on you.
There you go. I was just testing
if he gets that enfeeble on the Gyrocopter before he BKBs, and that Gyrocopter's damage output is significantly reduced. I mean, you're, what, looking at 300 damage about? He's going to be doing about 80 per flak. And in late game, when you're faced with targets with 3,500 HP and 2,700, 80 damage times 9, well, it's not exactly team fight winning.
Yeah.
So if he can get that enfeeble off, then that could be team fight changing.
See him poking out there. It's going to pick up the haste. He will be glimpsed, but yeah, it's not going to be necessarily the biggest deal. Keeps on running away.
Lina does so much damage, but she's very squishy.
Smoke play. All 5 of Mad Lads. Looking to find some kind of catch. Puck leading the way.
Well, they ping it out. They see the pipe. They saw that. They know exactly what's happening.
Okay. They're scanning over here.
They thought they could be walking through that way, but they're actually walking through to the other direction.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of keeping themselves on their toes. You can see Mastermind just pacing back and forth nervously. Okay, the smoke's going to run out, and the opportunity is gone. Roshan is up. They're just going to go straight in. They are.
Okay. Here we
And
go.
They just die.
Yeah, that's a fairly quick Roshan. Gyrocopter poking in. Solin zoning out, and Feeble's applied to Gyro.
A DD for Roshan, of course. He gets a DD.
There's a natural double damage. Here we go. Promise split. Activated next to Gyrocopter. Over here, Nightmare activated onto Cinnamon. Bane's going to be picked off quickly. Koikva focusing his attention after the Sand King, but they do kill Roshan. Drinkle Kizu, he comes in. I don't think he got anything, though. Shadow Fiend picks up the Refresher Shard as well. On top of that, Addison charging after Cinnamon with the open wins. Koikva's going to be coming back down. Addison with the BKB, though. He is unstoppable at this point. Takes a Disruptor. The Air Splitter going through. Not going to really do too much, however. But Lifestealer not going to commit too far. He pops the Infest Bomb, actually. Madara pops his Flat Cannon, standing his ground with his own PKP. Addison is dying to this, actually. He could have popped the cheese. It was in his backpack that whole time. Aegis use on a Shadow Fiend now. And
No
Shadow
BKB,
Fiend's dead.
No buyback on the Lifestealer as well.
What?
This is just going to be...
Doesn't it?
I've not seen a fight go worse with Aegis and Cheese on one side before.
And part of me wonders if Lifestealer thought the cheese was in his inventory the whole time. Because the way he played that was as if he thought he had it.
I mean, he could have put his boots in his backpack and just had the cheese available, but he did. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He just man-fought with no HP to fight with. So I think that's definitely a misplay there. And now having no buyback, he's got about 40 seconds. They can lose a lot of base in 40 seconds.
There's the mid-tier 3 at least. Probably Rax, you figure. Just Gyrocopter doing the damage right now, but Shadow Fiend with the Bane and the Brewmaster. Still a little bit scary, understandably, but now with Lina here, she's going to help clean up. Over here, Drain Quell used from Keizu. Going to keep them away for sure as they take out the middle. So yeah, they know 100% now that there's no buyback. Mikey just goes on in, though. He pops the BKB running after Koikva. Koikva has to pop his own BKB and continue to run. Primal split. Can Koikva get on out of here? Looks like it. Will survive. So that's all the damage that's going to be done.
Just one Shadow Fiend buyback, they managed to save most of their base. And using the Panda split, no, it's not that bad. They have Refresher Orb available. All the lanes are pushed in as well, so they still have the cheese for the next fight. I'm just looking at the Shadow Fiend. It's really, really hard for him to get into these fights. He can't really kill anyone, you know? Lifestealer managed to jump in and he killed Disruptor, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I think with a bit more vision in these fights and making sure the Sand King survives the initiation is really important.
Yeah, it almost feels, I mean, like part of me wants to say, like, does he get like a blink to really close those gaps? But he should be relying on his teammates, right, with the blink daggers to help him with that, if anything. But
yeah, I think the players, like, they need to just go in a bit and then maybe kill like a support or something and then back off and then try and last out the BKBs and then go in. Because when the BKBs are active, like, I mean, sure, you've got your Scardi and stuff, but it doesn't really do enough. He's not actually doing enough damage to get through that BKB of Gyro, but it's only 5 seconds now, so maybe that stops being such a problem. Biryu issues.
yeah. We'll say, again, we've had a couple of pauses this series, but props to the players. They've been good at notifying and letting us know what the issue is, and never has been too long of a pause. Average about 30 seconds or so even, so hopefully this one keeps in that. But yeah, 54, nearly 55-minute game we have here. Game number 2, by the way. Singularity's up 1-0 in this series, trying to finish it off, but Mad Lad's hoping to stay alive and force a third game. That's where we're at. But so again, no Aegis, but they do have the cheese on Sand King currently, and they do have the Refresher Shard, as you pointed out, on Brewmaster. So that that Roshan kill, in the sense, can still benefit them moving forward here. It wasn't a complete disaster.
Yeah. The Roshan, like, kind of moves them forward and away to winning these fights, because the 2 ultis on Panda, the 2 BKBs, is quite nice.
Yeah.
Because he can just blink on someone, and any one of these heroes that gets on top of the Lina, like, can force this BKB. So that's really quite nice for them. And then Panda can do that. He can blink in, BKB, and then hit the Lina a bit, and then ulti, and then do it all over again. And that gives them an avenue to, like, start this team fight without Lina just instantly killing people.
Yeah,
But the thing that sticks out to me is that this Sand King needs to survive. he needs to be able to get multiple stuns off in a fight, because currently the way it is, it's like Lifestealer has a nullify, sure, but it's not really helping him that much. He can kill a support, but unless the Sand King is alive and or the Fiend Script is available, he's not going to get anything more than that.
God, it is crazy to think. And just looking at the net worth graph, really, it's basically almost a 20,000 net worth swing. How this game's been playing out. And, you know, frankly, you got to say it's part of it is because of Singularity's decision making. There was that one initiation near their base that jumped in way too far, and then, you know, right where the Lifestealer manning up after the Roshan fight when clearly he wasn't really in the best spot to do so. But Mad Lads taking advantage of the situation. And once
and the smoke
again,
will be coming out again. Here we go, 5-man smoke. The line has been drawn, but it's been ignored. Running straight through the mid lane. Bashrook has this Lifestealer infested. They're sitting right on an observer ward though. They have perfect vision of them.
Oh!
Lifestealer gets out.
And actually, it's going to be jump right here. Possibly BreakyCPK though. So here we go. Static Storm activated. Mike in the backside. Pot Spiral split. See, Silence actually on a Shadow Phoenix ran into the Static Storm. He's not really doing much damage just yet. Sand King got picked off. He buys back immediately. That is the actual full Panda. You're right. He loses all of his minions right there. He buys back immediately himself. Bashrook is going for the Epicenter. Kids trying to stop it. He couldn't in time. The Epicenter doing plenty of damage. Down goes the Elder Titan as well as Disruptor. Lena's going to end up falling. Mastermind sitting on the outskirts of the kinetic field is kind of trapped in there. Dreamquill locking down Solon, but 5 are now up for Singularity. A couple of buybacks used by them. That was a that fight kind of reset there in the middle.
Yeah, so they figured out a way to get Sand King able to get multiple Burrow Strikes off in a fight. He just needs to die once, buy back, and then just do it all over again. So it's a nice way to fight about every 7 minutes. But now if they can force out this Lina buyback with 20 seconds left, that's going to really hurt her.
I will say, if KZ was able to get there and stop that Blink Dagger Buryu, who knows what would have happened. Or not Buryu, but Sand King, Zumi and Bashrook playing it right there. But just could not get there in time. There is that buyback on Lina.
And now we're in a situation where, let's look at the buyback status. Oh, it's not many people have buyback in this game. Only Bane, Puck, and Lifestealer. Although Gyrocopter's getting... Oh, he has a Rapier. Okay.
Oh boy, Rapier Gaming, here we go. We have a Divine Rapier. And I don't think they know that yet. He did just get that. So we'll see what happens here. Dreamquill initiation, BKB pop by Mikey and Mastermind. They're going after Elder Titan. He's going to drop on Madara with that Divine Rapier, holding his ground with the Black Cannon. Adamson sitting on top of him once again, going for the trade. Madara, though, BKB wearing off, but again, still holding his ground. Mastermind, the Satanic has worn off by now, and with that Divine Rapier, will drop the Shadow Fiend. He's there for 120. Brewmaster got picked off again, as mentioned, and Lifestealer just has to TP back to base and accept the loss there in that fight. Bane buys back already. Expecting a push.
We have 2 minutes without the Shadow Fiend and about the same amount of time without the Brewmaster, but without the Lina, without ET, can they actually get anything done? The lanes are in a pretty neutral position except for top lane, which is getting pushed in by the mother of all creep waves. It's not really that great. It's a nice fight with the Rapier, and as you mentioned, Brewmaster got picked off. Although, I wouldn't say more picked off, I guess he just kind of got, like, nuked from orbit. He, the Brewmasters, the Broodlings just kind of died in 4 hits. That's a Rapier for you.
You know what? If you go to the death recap, according to this, Gyrocopter did 2,800 damage in a second. And it, like, basically insta-killed him.
Yeah, because, yeah, the one that does the last hit will, on the Panda, will show as doing Panda's full HP.
Okay.
Instantly.
That makes more sense then. I was going to say, that's,
because, yeah.
That would be insane. All right. We figured it out. But still, Gyrocopter is hitting very hard, is definitely real. With the Divine Rapier. 35 seconds, Shadow Fiend's up.
That Nullifier plus Sand King stun combo is still there. Panda's up in 10 seconds.
Lifestealer has his own Divine. Oh boy.
No, this damage is going to be... He has the Lincolns on top of him, and he has his BKB.
Radiant's top barracks.
Can they break this Lincolns before?
Radiant structures.
So hard to get in range. They have to stand so far back.
Oh, Puck.
Look at Puck. He's looking for that go.
Gonna slowly kill the top rack. Shadow Fiend's up in 5 seconds. And Mad Lad's happy with that. Of course, the bottom tier 3 and the Racks are still alive.
Radiant's
Mad
top
Lad
barracks
slowly
has fallen. Radiant's top shrine has
making
fallen.
their way to a victory here in game number 2. That's the idea, at least.
Yep, 2 racks down, but when rapiers are in the game, racks suddenly don't seem to matter quite as much.
No.
Boots to travel up on Saiyan King. Mastermind's gone for the Orchid, hoping to get the Bloodthorn. Okay, and there's a aggressive positioning coming from Mad Lads. They see everyone on this ward, and the ward is seen by everyone.
Oh, KSU sends the orb through and deactivates Blink Daggers for the time being, if anything, but Bashrook, he's still running around. On who?
On Puck, so he's got the double coil.
Oh, okay.
So,
that he does.
Lifestealer will be stuck in there for a long time.
Bloodthorn, Shadow Fiend, he's almost got it. Has the Orchid with
He's
2,500.
opting to go for no buyback. Is he going to sell his treads and go for the... He could go for that. Shadow Fiend doesn't really need boots anyway. He's got his Sanjin Yasha, he's got the movement speed talent.
Yeah, he's running at 440 without boots right now. It's pretty fast.
Panda split, okay. And this is the 25 talent coming into effect where you can basically just ult off cooldown.
Especially if you have an Octarine core,
Yep.
which he doesn't, but I've seen that before. Yeah, so he's going to scout. Not going to find too much yet. He will find a little bit here before it comes back together.
The call's been made, everyone out. Leave, depart, get back to top or bot lane.
Qualifier will do just that. And Moonshards are something we got to start thinking about too. Game like this, and so far I don't see any, but bottom lane, Lifestealer with the Sand King. They're going in as a 2-man team. This was risky.
And that's
and
a
Lifestealer's
rapier.
dead. 100 seconds, he gives up a rapier. They lose Sand King.
Anyone gonna pick up the
baffled.
rapier? No? No one cares about the rapier?
No. They didn't know he had a rapier. He didn't have time to show. He just died so quickly, he didn't do any damage, so they're like, yo, no rapier. It's just sitting on the ground, you're right. Alright,
Now
well.
we have no Lifestealer, no Sand King. It's gonna be Shadow Fiend alone guarding the gates. And he's got the Earth Panda, so he's okay.
I mean, I get the idea with what they're doing. They were obviously they were intending that he was alone, and that he's the only one that went back to defend. But man, that was
a nice call to go back as 5, though.
Yeah.
And Mastermind is gonna just stand on the high ground.
That's all he can do. Qualifier almost dies to him with a couple of auto attacks, but manages to walk it off. And now Shadow Fiend's dead. He buys back immediately, but is it going to be too much in the long run? Possibly. Mikey thought about going in, chooses not to for now.
There's a coil coming out from Pat. Oh no, he's not going to get it.
Coil hits Shadow Fiend as Puck doing his best to distract once again. Lift up on Gyrocopter during this, but now Madara comes back down. Mastermind pops his BKB. Again, though, Puck is just distracting. Over and over again.
They're buying a lot of time here. But Jara is probably just going to walk up and hit this building soon. Yep.
There you go, the Flat Cannon with the Divine Rapier. So much damage spread out. Mastermind holding his ground again. Another Dream Coil, another phase shift. KSU being a nuisance. That will be Mega Creeps. And so they're going to fall back from here. And oh, that was okay. Pops a Requiem. They do kill Puck, actually, finally.
KSU buys back instantly. And now we are facing... Well, there's only one Rapier in the game so far. So one of the Rapiers was removed from play.
Apparently, somehow, yeah. That's Disruptors.
Infest. Huge creep wave in the base, but Bashrook will be able to deal with that. He has boost of travel to meet up with his team. They're going to get this Aegis and Cheese and Refresher Shot.
Yeah, looks like they might actually. You're right. And this is the old-in play that Singularity kind of needs to make, right? Where they get the Roshan especially. If they do, Puck. Oh, he knows what's going on. He's going to get there too late, though. Bane kind of cuts them off, but Roshan's still alive at the time being called on coming down, and now Shadow Fiend has to hold his ground. They kill Roshan. Adamson just sitting there trying to open up his inventory in the meantime. They finally kill Shadow Fiend, though. The Aegis is popped, and you could tell Singularity was not ready for this at all. Out comes the Epicenter, but they're going to lose Lifestealer again. Down goes Sand King, and GG, well played. Game 2 going to Mad Lads, and thus we're going to a Game 3. Between these teams.
Honestly, this all went wrong from that high ground push where they had Aegis, they had Cheese, they had everything, and then Shadow Fiend died and Lifesteal wasn't able to do anything. And they only got a tier 3. I think that was their strongest point in this game. Then once they got past that and the Reaper came out, and everything just kind of got out of control. Especially that call to go back with 5 heroes right there, that was really nice. From Mad Lads.
Yeah. We talked about maybe some mistakes here and there from Singularity, but you're right. Mad Lads, they cleaned it up big time later on in that game, and their coordination, the calling of where to be at what time, was clearly very effective and something that Singularity had trouble dealing with. So, after we get a Divine Rapier picked up on either side, an hour-plus game, but it ended up being a pretty good one at that. So, congrats to Mad Lads, though, and once again, that means we now have a third game going to be coming up here between these two teams. So, ladies and gentlemen, the MDL European Qualifier coverage, our semifinal matchup to see which team moves on to the finals here. That will be taking place tomorrow. Well, we're going to find out next in our Game 3 on BreakyCPK, joined by Rimedota. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.